ready to count go for launch. Say go or no go. OTC. Go. QVC. You've got to go. QVC. Go. Don't be that. Flight.
Well, hello everybody. Do not adjust your set or your transmitters or your feeds. It is I, Crash. And so I wanted to do something special, but kind of experimental for today, for the content today. And one of the things I did was I actually went out for most of the day and I pre-recorded some vlogs and some footage, but instead of editing everything into a video, what I want to do with you guys is actually present that footage to you live as part of the stream and then conclude the actual sort of idea of everything live with live footage of what I did. So basically, what we're going to do is you're going to watch the pre recorded footage of what I did. And then after the pre recorded footage, then we're going to switch back to me live with the finale of this segment, the finale of this sketch, the finale of this whole special. So, and if you're wondering what's going on, well, I'm actually recording and streaming this all from my new Acer Nitro laptop that I got from a coworker. New-ish. I got it basically, all cleaned up and brand new and wiped clean. And this thing's about roughly 3-4 years old, but still runs like a charm for the most part. So, minus a little bit of camera work, but that could be taken care of pretty easily another day. So we're gonna smash cut to basically me at Taco Bell because what we did today is we celebrated National Taco Day, and Taco Bell had an interesting promotion. Basically, you could get 10 tacos for $1 each, making it only $10 plus tax. So about like 11, maybe $12 at most. So, and what we decided to do is we're doing sort of a ranking video of all 10 of the different tacos that we tried today and ranking our number one. So that's basically it. Sort of a ranking, not a tier list, more of a ranking video of tacos to celebrate National Taco Day. Anyhow, I'm going to play the first batch of footage and then the second batch, and then we're going to conclude it live. Enjoy. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another Taco Bell video, but not just another Taco Bell video. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's a little bit of an interesting factoid that you may not be aware of. Um, see, let me break this down for you. About maybe a year ago, and probably ongoing for longer than that. There was another restaurant and another Mexican place called Taco John's. And Taco John's, because copyright is such a weird, screwy, but oddly fascinating, byproduct of American society compared to, say, other countries, right? So Taco John's actually owned the copyright for the phrase Taco Tuesday, right? They actually owned it straight up, like the trademark, the licensing, the name, the wording, everything. Kind of how, like, there are certain phrases and certain things that, like, media conglomerates, for catchphrase purposes and stuff, are considered copyright within the right context and, trade and use. Well, Taco Bell actually fought a legal battle for what seemed like actually quite some time with Taco John in order to actually get the copyright and the trademark of Taco Tuesday actually released to the public and released to Taco Bell themselves and to, people like you and I, so that we could use the words Taco Tuesday in videos, licensing, material, marketing, whatever, right? Well, after the long legal battle, Taco Bell actually won the case via court system and processes and all that. What does this have to do with this video, though? Well, about a year ago, Taco Bell won the case, and as such, Taco Tuesday now belongs to everybody. Taco Tuesday is a holiday, if you will, kind of similar to how, like, everyone does, like, National Pizza Day, National Coffee Day, National Grilled Cheese Day, National Pet Your Dog Day, National I don't know, Brush Your Teeth Day, garbage like that. I don't know, but fun garbage. I don't know, distractions from the ongoing fiery inferno that is reality. Let that sink in for a moment. So as such, because of this, Taco Tuesday is now owned by all of us. By you, by me, by Taco Bell, by everybody. And to celebrate the 1-year occasion, Taco Bell pulled another fascinating move. So they actually reached out with the, and I'm going to say the name wrong in video, but I'll edit this in post. The, like, National, like, Calendar Association, some calendar organization. Basically the people that are in charge of, like, holidays and in charge of, like, national, days in the United States as well as places all over the world. The people that actually are in charge of the national this day, national that day. But also the people that are in charge of, like, sort of upholding the holidays, like Independence Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving. The people in charge of days, essentially. And they partnered up with Taco Bell to officially move National Taco Day to the first Tuesday of every October, making it a National Taco Tuesday. Yeah, or just National Taco Day. I think National Taco Tuesday would have been better, but what do I know about, marketing? So, not like I studied it for years. Point is, Taco Bell's doing a deal where essentially, for this one particular day only, you can get 10 different tacos. 10 different tacos for only $10. Well, tax. So it's like $1.09 each taco. So basically, You get 10 different tacos, and each taco is $1. So that means, Doritos nacho cheese taco, $1. Beefy crunch taco, or sorry, beefy, a beef crunchy taco, $1. Cheesy gordita crunch, $1. All of them are $1. So each taco is $1, meaning that you can get roughly 10 different tacos for $10 plus tax, depending on where you're at. So for me, it's like $1.09, which is not a big deal. Which is funny because Oklahoma, I guess, was supposed to get rid of food tax, but I guess they only applied to groceries. It's weird. Anyhow, point is, we're celebrating National Taco Day here at Taco Bell. Now, I'm going to be doing this in parts because I wanted to do the smart thing with this deal. I placed a couple different orders throughout the day to be picked up later in the day. And this way I'm not spending the whole day just sitting at Taco Bell. No, so I'll probably be back later in the day, later at night, which is why you see me here in the afternoon right now. But we had to kick things off with some $1 drinks and $1 tacos. So, what we're doing officially is we are ranking a sort of live tier list of 10 different Taco Bell tacos. Yeah, kind of a live one, if you will. Well, live-ish, pre-recorded, but yeah. Basically, we're going to do a top 10 of 10 different Taco Bell tacos and give our thoughts. And then after we give our thoughts, we're going to calculate everything at home another day and basically give our final score. I thought this would be a fun, different type of video to do, but why not? So, first we gotta get a sip of Baja. I need my caffeine for the day. Now, I'm gonna rank these based on taste, value, discount, because that's important for today, and as well as sort of like ease of convenience. When I say ease of convenience, I mean like the way of eating it, actually ease of eating it. Does it hold up like a decent taco? So forth. So, but that's how we're going to do this. So, and then we'll do this as sort of a top 10. We're not going to do this as sort of like, S tier, A tier, B tier, something like that. We're going to do this more of an actual top 10. So, with that 8-minute introduction out the way, let's start simple. A basic crunchy taco. Normally beef, but I did black beans for all this. We'll start off simple with our taco. As you can see, crunchy looking. Oh, hang on. Crunchy looking, cheesy, delicious looking. Lots of shredded cheese. And cheese definitely spreading all over the counter in my laptop. But to give you a better idea. There you go. So that's the taco. We've got cheese, we've got lettuce, and we've got black beans. Very simple. 3 simple ingredients. Originally beef, but in order to do this properly for my health, I usually do black bean. Or if not, refried bean. Let's jump into it. Very crunchy. Plenty of cheese and lettuce. Solid amount of black beans. And on top of that, very simple. Now, here's where the kicker comes in. It's got a good crunch. It's got a good flavor. But how well does it do in terms of value? Remember, holds up very well. Flavor's good. It's simple. I got black beans. But the price value. That's where we have to figure things out. So, keep in mind I'm going to probably condense and edit this down a little bit. Or I may unedit this, who knows. But, normally, with the crunchy taco, I believe it's usually about $1.79 last I checked. I could be wrong on the prices, but we're going to check real quick. There we go, tacos. So normally, a crunchy taco is $1.79. With discount, it's about $1.09. Is this worth the $1.09? Yes, it is. It harkens back to sort of when Taco Bell first opened up. You know, back when everything was like 79, 89, hell, even 99 cents. You could probably even get a taco like this straight up for just about 79 cents probably back then. But even though you're not getting as many things with it, again, you're just getting cheese, lettuce, and whatever protein you want. For $1, yeah, I'd probably get some tacos for $1. That's not bad. So there's our first one. Now for the second one. We have a double stacked taco. Now, double stacked tacos are a little bit of an alteration, but, you know, they add a little more bang for your buck. Basically, a double stacked taco is for $1.99. You can get a crunchy taco, but with a flour tortilla, you know, on top of it, as well too, with some melted cheese. And then usually it comes with cheese, lettuce, nacho cheese, hence the nacho cheese that's pretty much in, like, you know, the flat tortilla, and then your choice of protein. Does this hold up, though? Let's find out. So, the Fiesta strips definitely add a good crunch. But you're already getting kind of a crunch with the crunchy tortilla shell. So really it's just more of a double crunch. Arguably, you could probably swap out the Fiesta strips with maybe more ingredients like sour cream, pico de gallo, maybe some upgrades as well too. Other stuff that could probably like go in there. You could probably do jalapeno peppers, onions, potatoes even, something like that. But does it hold up structurally as a taco? Yes, especially with the melted nacho cheese and the extra flour tortilla. It's just basically a more sturdier version of the crunchy taco, which is not bad, arguably at all. They did kind of mess up my order though, because I remember getting black beans, not beef. A little bit of beef is okay, so I'm not gonna, fault them on that. But the lettuce and the cheese and the nacho cheese definitely help. I would have liked if they sort of redid this, though, and like, say they redesigned this taco in the future, and like, they added just like some sour cream and like, maybe one other thing. Sort of like do a variation of it in the future. Taco Bell's known for doing variations of a lot of their different things. That's kind of their joke. But it does work. Now, price-wise, this is $1.99, about $2. Is the value worth it for $1.09? Yeah, you're actually getting a pretty good value for $1.09. You're getting something that's a little more on the heavier side in terms of a taco, but not too heavy. You're not at a point where like you're getting a chalupa yet, or like, like a full burrito at that point. But you are getting something that, you have one of these, maybe like a soda, maybe get you like a cheesy roll-up for like $5. It's not bad. That will actually fill you up. Onward to our next one. So, the next one, as I joke about something much heavier, is the chalupa. Although technically, some would argue that the chalupa is not a taco. It's on their taco menu. Therefore, it's a taco. Plus, it's part of the whole deal, which is quite nice. So, next is the Chalupa Supreme, is what I got. Now, right off the bat, you got this perfectly fried tortilla shell that's soft, almost like a pita shell. And you're definitely getting a lot more with this compared to, say, the other two. Because, look, I'm not saying that, the double stacked taco is not a bad value. It is. But with this, you get less of the fluff, more of the ingredients that you were looking for. And honestly, for a Chalupa Supreme, I am perfectly fine with that. Plus, a Chalupa Supreme is like $5 on the app. So imagine getting this for $1.09. Why one Chalupa Supreme is the cost of a $5 box. You could get a $5 box and fill up more, or get one Chalupa Supreme. So arguably, yes, you are definitely getting a value for $1.09 if this was offered for $1.09. But at the same time, it's one of those things that if you get it, you're gonna be eating a lot of bread, a lot of carbs. But the toppings, pretty good, honestly. You would be getting yourself a pretty good deal just with the fact that you're getting something like this. Especially because with it, like, you get diced tomatoes, lettuce, cheese, little sauce, beef, or some kind of protein, and it holds up. You know, taste wise, it could definitely use a little more. Again, rework, do like sour cream, do some nacho cheese, do like some kind of sauce in there. But for what you get in there, a good value. So, now at the same time, not my favorite thing, if I'm being honest. Just because, again, I could get a lot more food for $5. With this in itself is almost kind of a meal. But is it going to fill you up? For $5, no. For the value of $1.09, yes. But say la vie. No. Now we do have one more item before we end part one, if you will, of this recording. Something that's been a very wildly popular item that's been on and off the menu for years. And something that wound up finally becoming a permanent item. In a collaboration that a lot of people, when it first came out, were a little weirded out by, but you know what? It worked. That's right. We're talking about the famous, the infamous, and the definitely salty and cheesy Doritos Locos Tacos. To be exact, the nacho cheese Doritos Locos Tacos. Now, I will say this, there are two versions. There's the regular and then there's the Supreme. Unfortunately, with the 10 for 10 deal, aka the taco for $1 deal they're doing today, the Supreme version is not part of that. Yeah, it's just the standard. Which is interesting because, so the regular Doritos Locos Tacos is $2.99 normally. The Supreme is $3.59. Really what you're paying for is diced tomatoes and sour cream is what you're paying for. So a little more fresher flavor to it. Whereas this, you're getting quite literally, you know, a few other things. You're getting less. You're getting essentially cheese, lettuce, and then the Dorito shell, and then your choice of protein or meat. Which, again, is fine, but like, at that point, you're basically just buying a crunchy taco, but you're paying about $1.50 more for the Dorito shell. Which, arguably, that's the other thing too. The Doritos Locos Tacos always comes in this little plastic cardboard kind of thing. The reason for that is because you're basically eating a taco shell that's made out of Doritos. So, it prevents the cheesy fingers, so to speak. But at the same time, half the fun is a taco getting messy. If a taco isn't messy, then you're not eating a taco properly. So, while we are technically ranking the stability of a taco, we're ranking it in terms more of like, does it hold up overall, not just physically, but in value. And that's the thing. The Doritos tacos are famously known for crunching and falling apart. So, but are they fun to eat? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, any good taco is the messy part. Now, here's the thing though, the value. Is it one of those things where for almost $3, is it worth that value? Honestly, as weird as this is going to sound, you are better off getting a crunchy taco or a crunchy taco supreme and getting more bang for your buck that way. Call it weird, but you could do a lot more and even add extra toppings. That's just me. Especially again, when something like this is considered like, and I'm even on the app right now, $3, right? But a crunchy taco is $1.79. Yeah, you're still paying like about $1.20, 30 more. I'd say $1.40 because of tax. And again, the Supreme version just basically gets you tomatoes and sour cream. So I wouldn't say that as far as value goes, it's somewhere in between probably the like regular taco and then the double like stacked taco, which I think used to be called the double decker taco, but I could be wrong. I would say honestly, crunchy taco, then double decker, then Doritos taco, and then beef chalupa, the chalupa supreme. So, which is funny because the black bean chalupa supreme is $3.99. The regular chalupa supreme is $1 more. Is it really because of the beef? Just saying. Anyhow, this has been part one. We're gonna come back later and film part two, essentially, and go from there. So, talk to y'all later. So it turns out we're going to be editing this in probably multiple parts. Um, just because I wanted to get a little work done on the laptop anyways. So I figured I could do one more extra part before I go home, place a few more orders, and then come back later tonight to pick them up and then do that. So we actually got one more item. So we have a recent creation of Taco Bell's ingenious design. It's something that they heavily advertised for quite some time, and something that wound up actually being part of this deal. The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco, which I've actually already done a full taste test and review of this thing, so that is not the issue. In fact, dare I say, it's actually overall a pretty good deal. If, you can definitely snag one because it tastes pretty good. Not gonna lie. But that's not quite the thing, is it? No, what makes this interesting is that the taco itself is actually only $3. You know, you would think that it would be a lot more, but it's not. And it's pretty good. You've got a crispy, sort of cheesy, grilled, cantina style tortilla. You've got your usual fixins. So, with chicken, with some cheese, and with a little sauce. So, and really, that's all you ever need, right? Now, there is some good and bad to this taco, though. I've mentioned in a taste test before that, you know, with the melted cheese on there and the way the tortilla, like the cantina, shell is, it is very greasy. It is very, very to the touch greasy. Yes, Taco Bell can be greasy, but at the same time, touching it is greasy. But here's the other thing too. If we actually get into it, right? You've got the actual melted cheese on the thing. On the other side, not a lot of melted cheese. In fact, it's pretty much just on one side. But, arguably, and here's where this taco loses a little bit of that value. All the stuff is usually on one side. In fact, if I even just did this, right? And, scrape all that on there, that's half a taco shell with basically nothing on it. I could literally just eat this. And at that point, as you can tell, because of how thin the taco is, it really does kind of break and fall apart pretty easily. Which again, for tacos, makes sense to an extent, but you want to also be able to eat the taco. And as such, it is what it is. Now, the one thing that makes up for this, though, is the avocado verde salsa. You always get one for free whenever you buy a Cantina chicken item, which I've said in the past is actually, again, in my initial taste test, this thing is actually really good. In fact, call me crazy, but you know what? It's just good salsa. Now, a normal person, I'll put a little bit on here for the sake of the taste test, and indulge myself. Because why not? But, here's the other thing. As soon as we squeeze out the rest of this. Even if you're just doing this, right? Yes, you are getting value. You are getting an inherent value with the taco, but that value decreases because of how much it falls apart, because of how much it actually is just, one gust of wind and this could just snap. Which, it's a good shell. Very thin, very crunchy. Do not get me wrong. But at that point, all the stuff is on one side. And as such, I could eat it almost like a tostada at this point. Or half a tostada. Now, not to say that the creamy sauce that's already on there, the chicken and the cheese, man, that chicken's really good, the cheese is really good, the melted cheese is good, and everything else on there is really good. But, I'm going to sneak in a little bonus taste test, if you will, during this video. I wasn't going to order a whole combo, just to essentially try technically one brand new thing. They partnered up with a musician Omar Apollo to make Disha hot sauce is what this is. And you can get it early access on the app or wait like a week and, just get it, normally in store on the app. But I wanted to try this hot sauce and see if it's actually hot or spicy or pretty good. So, and this isn't the first time Taco Bell's done like a collab with like other sauces and stuff. We've done truff fries and we've done like, the aardvark fries and stuff like that. But how hot is the sauce? Let's find out. I'm gonna be honest. Cleanse my palate a little. It's not a bad hot sauce. It's definitely more on the flavorful, like thicker side than it is the spicy side. It says that it has like red habanero peppers, um, jalapeno peppers, dried garlic, lime, juice concentrate, and like some garlic and onion juice, I guess, along with some dried diabolo chilies. Which, okay, sounds good, but it's more of like a savory spicy than it is like a heat spicy. This is something honestly that I feel like a majority of people should be able to handle pretty well. Tastes really good on the chicken though. Like honestly, this is the type of hot sauce that I wouldn't eat to make things spicy, but I would eat because of the flavor. And I would put this in some dishes at home. Maybe one of these days I'll actually see if I can get a few packets of this and like cook something at home with it. Or just see if I can try and buy the sauce itself. So, but it's good. So, now the value of the cantina, crispy chicken taco. It's good. It's a good taco, but it doesn't hold up as a taco. It loses major points because of the fact of, well, I'm eating half a taco essentially. But the flavor really stands out, especially when you combine it with either of the, avocado verde or this. So, anyhow, we're going to be ranking the tacos at the end. So, but right now, this kind of stands a little bit almost above like one or two of the other tacos. Who knows? Talk to y'all later. See, I told you we'd be doing this live. Also, don't mind the setup. Again, I'm experimenting by doing stuff on the laptop. So, yeah, we're doing the finale of this thing live. So, let me readjust real quick too as well. I'm gonna get a little bit more comfortable since I am doing this in bed. So, there we go. Also, you may notice some weird glitches. Again, this is because of the laptop, because I'm moving stuff around, so forth. So, we're doing the finale of this live now. So here's how it's going to work. Give me just one sec. I'm just getting all organized and set up. So, I have with me the other remaining items. We've got 5 other items as well, too, from Taco Bell. Plus, some avocado verde salsa. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to try each one and go based on that same system. Again, we're looking for stability, taste, affordability, and we're looking specifically for like if the discount really does make a difference or not. That's going to be the plan. So, um, with that in mind, let's start with, if I can find it, which one's this guy? Nope, that's not the one. Is this it? Nope, that's not it either. Nope, that's not it either. It's gotta be one of these. Nope. So it's gotta be this guy. Yeah! So, we last left off on the Cantina chicken crispy taco with the melted cheese, right? But, how is its counterpart, right? It has a soft version. A much softer, a much more like lighter version. Although interesting to note that this version doesn't contain the melted cheese on the tortillas, right? And also interesting too that both items, if we actually look up like the Taco Bell menu, right, which I'm gonna pull up as well too, just so you guys see. Um, Same item costs same price, $2.99, and has less calories. So why is it that the crispy version has the melted cheese, but the soft taco version doesn't have the melted cheese? You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you would think it would make a difference, but you know, it doesn't make much of a difference. So automatically, I can't really judge the two other than I guess the crispy version has the melted cheese on it, but it falls apart easily. So that's a huge negative. This is just a regular soft tortilla with no melted cheese on the side, and everything still holds apart. Like everything's still there. I still have the coleslaw, or not coleslaw, but the shredded cabbage. Let's call it that. There's still the cheese. There's still the chicken. There's still the like the pico de gallo. There's still everything on here, right? And here I'm gonna right. So we're gonna do it this way. You could still see that all of the ingredients are still on there. So, and that's not a bad thing at all. And if anything, it makes it easier for me because as someone who, and I've admitted on stream how I eat things like Taco Bell, as someone who likes to scoop all these things off the taco, makes it a lot easier, right? Plus, I have my little low carb tortillas here as well too. So, but let's try a bite of it, right? Just a small bite, and see how the taste is. Now, immediately, right? You notice that with this, you know, it's one of those things that all the ingredients are there, all the components are there, and that in itself makes it delicious. But the soft tortilla shell is just okay. And to be honest, the avocado verde salsa, while delicious in on its own, like still is kind of ranked the same as if I were to eat this like, normally, right? Any other way. No. Now, here's the thing though. Is the discount worth it? The discounted price itself? Honestly, you know what? If you did like a couple of these for like, $2 each, that would be a good value. Do like two of these for like $2. Like a 2 for 2, if you will. I would jump on that. This being about $3. And same with the other one. This being like $1.09. Yeah, it's a decent value. But I just wish, whereas the other version, the crispy version, had like more of a unique thing to it with the melted cheese. This lacks that. Which at that point, like, as it is, it's a good taco. But, you know, I have my little low carb tortillas right here. Which, by the way, Taco Bell, I'm just saying, you'd be the very first company in Mexican fast food history to do low carb tortillas. You talk about being healthy all the time in your press releases and your interviews and being super friendly and health conscious, but do low carb tortillas. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, I think a lot of people, especially people like me, I am those people, would appreciate it. Very much so. But, what do I know? But, regardless, all the fillings themselves make for a good taco. I say this as I'm snacking on a low carb jalapeno, like zero carb tortilla. Also, that's the other thing. I feel like this is better as a street taco than it is like, like a normal size, American size taco. Like, call me crazy, but, you know, that seems more filling. But again, what do I know? All right. So the next one that we have is the Soft Taco Supreme, which should be I believe... Which one? Nope. Nope, that's not it. Oh, that's... Yeah, it's definitely this guy. Alright. So now we have the Soft Taco Supreme. Right? And the Soft Taco Supreme, definitely you do get a lot more ingredients in this thing. Compared to, say, other tacos. Now, interestingly enough, though, and this is the part that's going to throw people through a loop. It's pretty much everything in the Crunchy Taco Supreme, but just in a soft shell. And as such, I may wind up ranking the soft taco version higher just because of the fact that I'm more of a soft taco guy than I am a hard taco guy. I like a good crunchy taco, but I can't have the crunchy tortilla shells often. It's why I usually get these little low carb or zero carb tortillas from like Mission Foods or other brands. But not to say that the quality of the ingredients aren't bad, but they are the same ingredients. And that's kind of the point. So, like, even if you were to get the taco, right? A soft taco supreme, which consists of usually, sour cream, tomatoes, lettuce, cheese, and some sort of protein. You could do beef or black beans or whatever. I usually do some kind of, black beans or vegetarian option. That's just me. But if we even look at it, right, and I'll tilt this down, you can see that it has everything in there. But it's a bit messy. Obviously, if I close this up, then yeah, it's definitely going to hold up like a taco, right? But despite that, kind of the issue with this is that everything gets kind of mushed together at some point. So really, unless you know for a fact you're going to be tasting every single flavor all at once, for a quick fix, it will get the job done. But if you're looking for flavor profile, not happening. Also, keep in mind, too, this is normally like $2.69. So, I mean, for $2.70, yeah, you're getting a little bit of a value to it. Taste-wise, is good. It's pretty good. I substitute for black beans just to get a little more fiber in there, be healthier, cuts down on the salt significantly, and I don't really need any of that greasy beef. So, now if I had the money, I would have just done chicken outright. But, it is what it is. So, can't really complain too much. So, especially all things considering, it's like, plus at the end of the day, too, you are getting something that's kind of more or less like a snack, really. Or a quick fix to tide you over for maybe like, I'm going to say at most a half hour. So, I don't know if you're like me where like certain things because of size just don't fill you up, giggity. But like, there are certain things at certain places that, is more of like a snack to me than it is like, a meal. So, And the soft taco supreme is kind of just that. It's a snack. Not a bad snack, but a snack. So, and that's just kind of how I feel. Nothing terrible, but you know, nothing that has to go completely crazy. Now, the next one on our list is going to be the cheesy gordita crunch. Ooh. Now, here's the one that's gonna raise some eyebrows. The cheesy gordita crunch. Honestly and truthfully, probably one of the most expensive tacos that they have. And a solid, classic in value. You thought the Chalupa Supreme was a lot. The cheesy gordita crunch is also a lot. Now keep in mind the Chalupa Supreme also ranks at about $5.19. So does the cheesy gordita crunch. Really what you're paying for is that flatbread. So, plus you can, it comes with quite a lot. Cheese, spicy ranch, lettuce, a 3 cheese blend, so a lot of cheese, and your choice of beef or whatever. Now, the reason why this thing is super cheesy is because, well, they almost quadruple up on the cheese. Now, here's the thing. Unlike, though, the Chalupa Supreme, the cheesy gordita crunch definitely will fill you up. It's one of those things that, like, because the hard and soft tortilla shell and more, again, like a bread or pita, it's definitely going to be a lot. But, again, same as the other stuff. For $5, I would rather at that point get a box of stuff. And I said this earlier about the Chalupa Supreme as well, too. I'd rather just get a box. Especially because with something like this, yeah, it's not going to fall apart as much, which is nice because of the extra, layer of cheese and bread. But, like, as you can also kind of see, too, like, all the ingredients are really just kind of smooshed in there. Also, they messed up my order because I see beef in there, so, Even though I said black beans, but it's whatever. Whatever. But flavor-wise, here's the other problem. A good chunk of the time, I hate to do this. I'm sorry in advance. But you're really just biting into bread. Into bread and tortilla. A lot of the time, you are not even biting into, like, the actual ingredients. In fact, that bite alone was just bread and tortilla. And that's where the controversial stuff comes in. I hate to say it, but I'm not a big fan of the cheesy gordita crunch. And I think I've actually said this before. So, no, it's just, even picking apart at it right now and getting all the different stuff off of it, it's just not fun. If I had to pick between this and the you know, the Chalupa Supreme. Like if I like gun to the head, I had to eat one or the other. Chalupa Supreme. There's more of a value with that. There's more of a flavor with that. This really does just feel like I'm eating almost too much salt and bread. You know what I mean? It very much feels like a lot of this is just too much. And you know what? I'm probably not even gonna finish this. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, especially because I just don't like the beef at Taco Bell. So that one's done. All right, we got two more to go. And ironically, some of the easiest ones. We have a Crunchy Taco Supreme. Which, again, if you listened earlier about the Soft Taco Supreme, same thing. Same concept, same idea. But just, you know, crunchy. Or at least semi-crunchy. Because, again, once again, falls apart. And I can tell 100% for a fact that I said black beans. And, yeah. They did not. They just shoved beef in there. So, also, again, compared to, say, a soft taco, falls apart pretty quickly. Like you see that, right? Yeah. Just kind of falls apart. Like, look, Taco Bell, I'm not hating on you. You do make good food. And when you guys decide to do drops that actually most people can get to, and not just scalpers and bots, you're a great company. You do a lot of great stuff. And a lot of good food. But everything is always such a mixed bag with Taco Bell. It literally is sometimes like spinning the wheel and just seeing where it lands. Now, I will say this though. The Crunchy Taco Supreme, yeah. You know what? If you wanted a very like filling crunchy taco for like, $2.69, and with that discount being like $1.09, yeah, for $1.09, I'd be fine with this for $1.09. $2.69, I mean, I'm okay with it too. It's not the worst thing, but like, if I were to pay like maybe say $4 for this taco, I'd be furious. I think 3.19 is like stretching it. Water. Gotta stay hydrated, folks. But like stuff like that, I'd be okay with. No. But, as an occasional treat or something, yeah, I would probably get this. Not often. But you know what? It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it just to have that treat. You know? Mm. We're not really going to finish all that since, again, beef. And then finally, our last one. Just a basic soft taco. And you know what? You can't go wrong. It's just protein, cheese, and lettuce. Which, again, they messed up. So, this has just become inedible at this point. Well, that's a little anticlimactic, as you guys can see. That's, yeah. That's a bit anticlimactic. That sucks. It's okay. Look, again, I just can't eat their beef. I'll eat the cheese and the lettuce. Their Taco Bell beef is just too greasy and too much. I just can't. Hate wasting food, but, you know. So there you have it. Now, despite all that, right? Like, despite everything, how would I rank all of these items, right? Because this is a ranking special, like a ranking thing. What are, assuming I got everything fresh, assuming I got everything for the same price at $1.09, which I did, and assuming that everything was heavily discounted and that everything was made specifically the way it's meant to be or modified, how would I rank it? Well, I'm going to give you my exact ranking right now. I'm going to start in order from highest to lowest. Just so we start off with something positive or I guess we can start with the negative first. We're going to start with the lowest and then work our way up to the top. This way we end on a positive note. All right. At the very, very, very bottom, gonna be controversial, but I would honestly say the cheesy gordita crunch. It really is just bread, 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 carbs, bread, bread, carbs. Maybe some filling, and there is cheese, definitely for sure. But like, unless you are a super cheese fanatic, this isn't your go-to. And especially at almost $6, not my thing at all. 100%. This is something that obviously could be better. So, I would say number 9, I would have to go with the double stacked taco. Mostly because while it definitely has some flavor to it, especially with the Fiesta strips, realistically, that really is just kind of what you're paying for is, the convenience of maybe a few ingredients and Fiesta strips. And for $2, I mean, realistically, I feel like this is basically just a lighter version of the cheesy Gordita Crunch. Actually, this is probably just a cheesy Gordita Crunch light more than anything. So that's probably why. It's less bread, more the actual like filling, but yeah. At number 8, I'm actually going to wind up throwing a bit of a wild card. I the Chalupa Supreme. Hear me out on this. I when I think of a taco, right? I think of something that's either a soft tortilla or a crunchy tortilla that is not overloaded with ingredients, but just enough ingredients to add flavor. And definitely has something that, can hold in my hand, but still can be messy. Something I know that's stable, but something that's not like, at that point, I'm eating a sandwich, like a really thick sandwich. And the Chalupa Supreme is that. It's better than the cheesy gordita crunch and the double decker or double stacked taco because you're getting that fried sort of shell and you're getting that real crunch into it. But man, it is something that is heavy. I would say, yeah, actually is kind of worth the $5 that you spend on it. But man, if you ate like two of these, you're not eating for like the rest of the day. That, in fact, you're probably not even eating the next day. Straight up, like, just thinking about the idea of eating two Chalupa Supremes is like, it's heavy. It's almost too much to really qualify as a taco, but again, this is Taco Bell. So we're not going based on, you know, other things. We're going based off Taco Bell rules. So moving on. So again, number 10 was Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Number 9 was a double stack taco, and number 8 was the Chalupa Supreme. Number 7 would probably be the Doritos Locos Tacos. The Doritos Tacos is definitely a unique concept. It's definitely something that is crunchy. It's definitely something that does pack, in fact, some good flavor to it. And on top of that, if you get a Doritos Locos Tacos, you know for a fact that, you're getting something that's going to stand out, right? But what really makes it lack for me is the ingredients. It's just whatever protein, cheese, and lettuce. Like, again, I have to judge it fairly based on what it comes with and not add ons and, like, extra stuff. The only exception is the substitute, which is instead of beef, black beans. But again, just the star of the show is the Doritos shell, which at that point, I could just buy a bag of Doritos and make Doritos nachos at home for probably the same, if not close to cheaper ingredients. or higher quality ingredients. And not even that, a Doritos taco shell falls apart a little too much compared to, say, other taco shells. And on top of that, like, the experience of having a delicious, messy taco, yet you have to have this little plastic container to hold it and eat it out of. And I'm like, look, if we're at a point in society where we're okay with Cheetos fingers, I think we're okay with Doritos fingers too. But whatever, right? That's just me. So there's that. So again, to reiterate, number 10 is the cheesy gordita crunch. Number 9 is the double stack taco. Number 8 is the chalupa supreme. Number 7 is the Doritos taco. Number 6 probably really does have to be the, as weird as it's going to sound, it really does have to be like that Cantina chicken crispy taco. Like, and I want to like the Cantina chicken like items. I actually do enjoy them. I love the Cantina chicken like Power Bowl. And I actually love again the Cantina chicken, you know, just normal soft taco, which goes at number 5. But the reason why the crispy goes at number 6 is because really the gimmick of that melted cheese on the crispy, like super crunchy, super thin, like shell just makes it too greasy. And it just, something about that just almost distracts from the taste of the other ingredients, especially because they're much fresher, nicer ingredients. The star of the show is the taco as a whole itself. When you make just the shell the star, then you're not complimenting the actual ingredients. Instead, what you're kind of doing is sort of masking and hiding the ingredients. And not like even just this little street taco with the cantina chicken filling. That should be it, right? So the crispy chicken cantina crispy is at number 6, while the cantina chicken soft taco is at number 5. Here's where it's gonna get kind of tricky. At number 4 and number 3, respectively. Number 4 is gonna be the crunchy taco, and number 3 is gonna be the crunchy taco supreme. Both are great, and both are delicious. And they all have the same ingredients as the soft taco and soft taco supreme. But it really comes down to that value and presence. And it comes down to the fact that does it hold up like a taco? And you know what? The soft taco and the soft taco supreme are at number 2 and number 1, with the soft taco at number 2 and the soft taco supreme at number 1, simply because to me they represent more of an actual taco experience. You bite into it. It's messy, it's delicious, it's filling. It's all sorts of different combinations of ingredients. It's something that's not too fluffy, it's not too gimmicky, it's not too heavy, it's not too crunchy. You can even modify it to make it as crunchy as you want. But I'm the type of guy where I like a soft taco more than just a crunchy taco, and it just comes down to that value and preference. And look, all of these items, right, that I've listed were all a buck 09. Just $1.09. I still saved a ton of money. I really did. I saved more than like 10 to 12 bucks just from the codes alone. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, this, or like a really just a soft, simple taco, a soft taco supreme, easily number one. Easily number one. Simple. Because really the star of the show for a taco isn't just its tortilla, it's its ingredients too, and its inherent value. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Now, I will say this real quick too as an honorable mention. The uh the cantina chicken taco, really good in a bowl, would be really good on some low carb tortillas. So, anyhow, folks, as for me, I hope you had a wonderful National Taco Day. And I hope you managed to get some codes off the Taco Bell app for being a rewards member and got some discounted tacos. And as for me, well, I'm calling it here. I got work in the morning. Ciao. Now come to Papa.